Hello!
Hello!
Welcome back to another RocNRole stream. Episode 9.
Episode 9.
Episode 9.
I think we might have said that something wrong last
I
week.
think so. See, this is what happens when I'm not around.
Alright, I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to be jumping back into this little adventure. So, let's have a bit of a recap of what happened
Should I block my ears? So I don't know.
last week. That's true. So, just cover your ears slightly. Jade wasn't here last week. She was doing Jade things in Jade places.
Shopping.
She was shopping. Big
Shop.
shop.
Big
The big shop.
Big shop there.
Yeah.
Everything's
So,
discount.
things went down pretty fast actually. You initiated, or were initiated on in fisticuffs in the Wet and Whistle almost immediately with Gwen and the rest of her group as well. However, it was just yourself, Max, and Gwen that were fighting after getting your ass handed to you.
It was a close one.
Well, Maro getting his ass handed to him. Got to put the differentiation there.
Correct.
You eventually got a good night's sleep, rested off all of that hangover, and then went on into the town to try and find some items that you were wanting to purchase that were encompassing of weapons, musical instruments, and other items as well. I don't believe you actually did anything much else other than a slight visit of an old friend, as you put it.
I think that's about it, yeah.
That's
we
about it.
posted some letters as well.
Oh, we did. Well, we posted.
You
a
posted
letter.
a letter. You nearly posted multiple letters, but that
That would have cost
Soon fizzled out.
is
Yeah.
soon fizzled out when you realise it cost 28 gold to send it over 1,200 kilometres away.
It's not my money. Just find someone that knows sending.
Okay, alright, shall we bring Jade back into the room anyway?
Yes.
Hey.
Alright, very good.
There was like one bit where Dan actually looked surprised about what you were saying.
Yeah.
I was looking around and I just heard him go, oh.
Ah, yes, I
Standard.
forgot about that.
Yes, I remember. I have weapons again.
Yes. Special ones. Yeah.
They are actually, yeah. Mm.
You might have to.
Okay, so you went back to stay at the Wet and Whistle, didn't you?
I
Yeah.
believe so, yes.
So as you arise in the morning, come downstairs, start getting a bit of breakfast. Familiar face of Jade walks in. You're all reunited once more. So over to you.
Hello, my friends.
Where have you been?
Oh, it was my friend's birthday.
Ah, so
Delilah, I forgot. She surprised me on my doorstep. And oh, yeah, but where were you guys? I went to the meeting.
we were here for a long time.
The 500 gold piece meeting? Oh,
You went. That
I
was-
thought that might be where you were. It was like a daytime drinking thing. It was a whole thing. So I thought, well, afterwards we could go to, like, I kind of, encouraged her to go to the tavern where the meeting was happening. And do you know who was there?
Oh God.
Your
Gwen?
friend. Is that her name? Gwen. Oh, lovely name. But yeah, she was there.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
They went into like this, I don't know, it was this kind of back room. So I couldn't, like, obviously I was with my friends, so, I couldn't really just follow one in. But,
I feel like they might have got the foundry gold pieces.
or maybe. But I thought, where were you guys? I thought you might have gone to that, so I was hoping to bump into you.
We went shopping.
Shopping.
Show my
So
clothes.
rather than getting 500 gold pieces,
Well, we sort of sold
went
that
shopping.
to him.
what?
There was a whole thing. Rage got in a fight and she knocked him out.
Marrow got knocked out.
Yeah.
Maro got knocked out, but you were fine? Like, Rage?
Well, I wasn't
Well,
fighting.
Oh, okay. So are you I'm getting confused now. So you were still fine, even though...
Oh no, I was unconscious, but it wasn't
Oh.
me fighting.
Ah.
So Marrow got knocked out. I was just along for the ride.
But basically, it was either we lose Rage forever, or we find a deal and we let them take that piece of paper. I did try and scratch some of it off, so I'm a bit disappointed they found it. But
Yeah, they were definitely there.
You should have just let me take them. I'd have woken up and I'd have thought of something.
you look pretty bad.
Ah, I've
You
been
had
in
to
worse
stop us from killing you.
situations.
She almost killed you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, all the excitement happened whilst I was gone.
It was a good fight. She's stronger than I remember because I still can't exactly remember how I know her. But, you know, it's slowly coming back to me.
You broke her loot.
Oh.
That's why she's mad at us.
Hit a dead dog in the face with it. Well, undead.
You what?
Yep. As it turns out. It's amazing what comes back to you when you're being punched in the face.
Why? Why would you
Because I
eat
didn't have anything else to hand.
But why did you eat the undead dog?
Mm-hmm.
So it was dead, but not dead?
That's right.
Ugh.
Hence why I lost my weapon, so just grabbed the first thing that I could think of.
That's fair.
She seemed pretty bummed about it.
I mean, if it's a pet, you know.
No, it was the loot. She was bummed out about.
Oh.
It's pretty much holding a grudge. That's pretty bad.
I mean, I can't think of anything else that I did particularly bad. I mean, I forgot who she was, but
I don't think
I
she
mean,
liked
that is
that.
quite rude. You know, forgetting.
I get punched in the head a lot. I don't remember things.
Oh, but the punch helped you remember.
Yeah,
So, you know.
True. Ish.
It gives and it takes, obviously. You know.
In fact, hoping that Dara might be able to help me a little bit there, find out a bit more information.
Oh.
She's gonna take this to Gwen as a
What's this?
repayment, and you will see quite a fancy loot
Oh.
with a very quite nicely carved, but very amateur
Yeah.
tusks and a G carved
Kind
in.
of sweet.
I have done because it had to come from me.
That's quite sweet. Like, out of character, that's quite sweet.
So yeah, so Dara said very very nice that she'll go and deliver it, because if I see her again, it's probably going to be round 2.
Oh. Good thinking.
Oh, she wants a rematch.
I know,
Yeah.
and she'll get it. Just we got other stuff to do first.
Yeah, we need to find that kid.
Oh yes, did you make any headway with?
Oh, we just went shopping
Just went shopping?
and
Yeah.
fight and drank.
Yeah. Well, at least, I mean, we know that this kid wasn't kidnapped, so, you know.
Well, we don't know that.
Well,
I think they might have been.
really?
Yeah. I think that masked badge is definitely after them.
What do you think is a masked badger?
Well, they were
Kidnapped
asking.
the other sister as well?
I think they wanted the information that he doesn't have without her. That's why he's after finding his daughter. He don't care about
They
her, really,
wouldn't
does
have
he?
needed to kidnap the other child.
I think they weren't sure which was which. I think they're after both of them.
Maybe?
She does sound quite clever, this other daughter, though. Maybe she heard about the potential thing and she got out of dodge.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I
Plus
don't
we all
think we
met-
can rule out her being kidnapped.
We met Mr.
possible.
Gizmoting. He is, he's, how you say, a bit of an asshole.
Exactly.
Shit, Dad.
Yeah.
Mm,
Good
yeah.
inventor.
So that's why he's after this kid though, because he don't care about the kid. He just wants the info she has.
What, so you think Gizmoting hired the
No,
last
I
badger
think-
to...
Gizmo Tank needs the information that his daughter has,
Mm.
but I think these other people want the information as well for some reason. And so they may have taken her, or they may be looking for her at least.
just
Same
doesn't
as
sound
we
like
are.
something. Like each of the big sort of families, they all have the things that they sort of focus on. Really, kidnapping a child is more like the cartel. They've got slavery. They kidnap people like all the time. It just doesn't fit in with the masked badger's kind of,
Could it be the person who's pretending to be the masked badger? That person that you chased, that you said
Yeah.
it's not you?
I mean, if you saw somebody who was part of your crew, you wouldn't start running faster,
Well, I wouldn't.
No. I don't know.
Well,
You might be
'cause
right.
You might forget who they are.
True. True. Although that was many years ago. To be fair, a lot of stuff happened since.
You might be right, though. It's a good theory. I just don't think it fits with the
I
difference.
just feel we should be prepared for other people looking for him, at the very least.
Oh yes. I mean, if not, there's probably other mercenaries that Gizmotunga hired to look for.
Maybe your friend?
I wouldn't be surprised, especially if she heard that we were looking for her at the same time.
You don't think the 500 gold piece thing was in order to, was a meeting with Gizmotink as well, and it was something to do with that and finding her? Because 500 gold pieces is...
Maybe.
I wouldn't say so. Strike me when the whole explosion thing happened, Gizmotink didn't actually have control of what was going on.
Okay.
But it could be.
So, you didn't make any headway.
No.
Shopping, fight.
Did you get any cool things?
Show me new clothes that look like
I mean, of course.
rags. That are just sort of wrapped around me.
I mean, so you don't have your chest on view anymore?
Well, I'm probably going to run into another slime at some point, so I'm not buying fancy clothes.
Do you plan to go into some sewers then?
I didn't plan to go in sewers the first time, so always be prepared. We got the loot. The dog got a war pillow.
A war pillow?
Yep.
Yes.
Sorry, I've never heard of a
Show Jade.
war
Neither have I.
pillow. What is that?
Pull it out. It's
Is it an actual pillow?
it's a war pick that has been sort of is it like alchemy that you use?
It's like transmog, isn't it?
Well,
Transmutation.
essentially, it's been sheathed
with
with pillows, but like perfectly sheathed around the top, so it's like cushioned, but it's like metal underneath.
Does it still
And
do
he's got two of
One's,
them.
Damage?
well, one's not. One is like a war
It was
pick.
like those cushion sponge baths.
One's like
Yeah, like the
Does it
sponge.
do
Yeah, like the
damage?
sponge baths. Yeah.
We're gonna find out.
non-lethal, hopefully.
it is non-lethal.
Are you just going to be bonking people on the head?
I would have much preferred it if you got a squeaky hammer.
Yeah. You're just going to go boop.
I mean, I
It
can
is
work on
a
that today.
deterrent.
If you had a squeaky hammer, you'd be like the annoying kids at the fair when as soon as they get it, they're just like bang, bang, bang. That'd be you.
So yeah,
Aw,
that
so
was
happy.
that was the upshot of what we got up to.
Oh.
That, and I'm pretty sure that we've earned the wet and whistle at least a year's worth of what they usually get. We drank a lot.
Oh, good on you. Right, so what's the plan for today?
Probably try and make some headway
Find that kid, yeah?
about that kid. After Darius delivered the loot, of course, that she volunteered to do.
Hold on. Grey Clegg wants to sell.
Oh, Grey
Come
Cloud,
on.
my little friend.
What's that? Have you got any birthday cake? He says.
Oh no, she doesn't like the sweets. She's always on a diet, you know. She's one of those, those people who are always on a diet and just eats cake. I was surprised she was drinking, but she put on the calories with the alcohol.
He looks very disappointed.
I was Grey Cloud. It broke my heart when she said she wasn't having cake. Do you know what she had instead? Melon. And a little candle on top.
He's just going back.
I know. I was that close to leaving.
That sounds like a shit birthday.
Oh, I got very, very drunk to drink the pain away of the melon.
Can I insight if any of this is true?
Yeah. You can roll deception or whatever you need to if you need to.
It's a 19.
It's quite high.
D20.
It would be a D20.
Remember how to play.
I know. I couldn't find a D20.
You can roll a d4 if you want.
2.
Okay. I mean, it's all up to you.
It's bullshit.
She's got a house full of
But you
cake.
don't know what is bullshit.
I don't know why.
You don't know what is bullshit.
Just all of it. Let's
Just
see.
all of it?
Is it all of it?
You're not sure.
You're not sure, yeah.
I'll just sort of make eye contact with you and
So I'll take a little nod, but because I'm not that clever, I'll be like, she definitely had cake.
Yeah. She ate all the cake.
Yeah, I see what's going on here.
I see what's
Stingy.
happening.
So, shall we get a move on? I mean, I don't think I can afford to spend much more time in this place,
Oh, it's a bit pricey, isn't it?
especially considering I have a
Did you guys
gold
pay
to my name.
for this place last night?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, we didn't know if you'd be able to find us if we went anywhere else.
Good thinking. As long as you're not, leaving the city, I'd probably find you. I mean, you're walking around with quite a noticeable figure.
I have a disguise.
You do. Are you still wearing your eyebrows? It makes me so happy. I really want a cartoon drawing of your character with the makeshift eyebrows. I really want it.
So where should we go and look first?
Did Gizmoting say that she frequented anywhere particularly?
Ooh,
I know that he said outside the city somewhere.
Wasn't it the arrow? This,
Could have been. That's one of the areas you could have gone.
didn't
Or
he say that he thought she was off, gone?
either way, he said that she probably went out of the city to not get caught.
We do have that picture that you
Yes.
got, so we can maybe show it around Skyports.
It might be an idea to go back to Simp. He knows a lot of info about Gizmoting, and we can tell him the deals we made.
True, and see if he knows anything.
Don't-
Could get my
let's-
spinny axe.
Do we have enough information to give?
Well, we certainly could tell him that we've been offered some stuff if we do this mission.
Definitely
So
been
it's in
offered a
his
fire
interest
charge.
to help us do it.
Definitely
Get a
been
fire
offered
charge.
one.
Yeah, we could
And
do that.
also we got a 15% discount in store if he wants to buy anything.
Can I have a look around and see if there's anyone in the bar listening in? Not that I'm particularly perceptive.
Have a look round.
Let me just see if I've got a negative, because I probably do.
What is that
Oh no,
perception check?
18.
18. Okay.
Pretty good.
Right, you're looking round. You feel confident that no one seems to be so much listening into any of the details. Some people are definitely looking at you a bit strangely, especially with some of the topics that have come up. As people are walking past, but no one seems to be listening in, from what you can
Okay.
tell.
Good. Well, this place might have a few ears, shall we?
I'm good. I'm ready to go. Have you all had breakfast?
I think we got breakfast. I think we did.
Yeah.
We're all
Yeah.
good.
Can I just let the
breakfast
DM know?
No.
I've done my meditation roll and that, even though it was off screen. So,
And you've done what?
my meditation and that in the morning and roll for him.
Oh, okay.
I've
Excellent.
also done my look.
Is it fire again?
I forgot that was a thing.
Oh. We'll find something that's immune to this. Super weak against fire.
Some sort of ice giant.
I haven't even had a long rest.
Having a long rest would be ideal.
I hadn't even had it. All my spells were used up. I was like, what?
You had a mad party.
Okay, so where are you heading to then?
Probably.
Simps house?
Yeah, Sims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Depending on when Dare is taking the loot, that is. But that'll be
Can't
up to
remember
yourself.
what else I needed to go to her for.
Mainly that, and to find out more information about her, because you said don't send the 24 gold letter.
Yes,
I'll do
got
it.
Maybe see if she knows out, but don't let on that we're lucky. Just mention it like, oh, we've heard about this, you heard about it. More subtle than that.
Walk over. Here's a look from Max. By the way.
Okay, so I mean that's whenever you want to do that day, right? But yeah, as you start making your way through the busy streets of multiple districts that you have to pass through, travelling through the Lord Marilyn Quad and then down eventually onto more of the outskirts, where you takes you a good hour, if not a little bit more. And you eventually start approaching the outskirts where you come across the Veridu market, and not too far away you eventually approach Simp's curious looking abode with absolutely no way of seeing in on this ground floor.
I'm just picturing mad scientist vibes. That's all I'm getting, like thunderclouds behind it.
It's strangely in a very remote area. So
Top of the hill,
it's not top of the
Next to a
hill, no.
yeah. Old hanging gates.
But it is in a slightly more like industrial like area. The market is not too far away from like small surrounding villages that make up part of the entirety of the city. But at the same time, you walk slightly away from those and get to Simp's abode, and it's definitely a different area than just the village. So, as you knock on the door, you just hear like this echo down the corridors. Here, about a couple minutes later, you hear this like running towards the door, and like multiple like locks just like unfastening, and finally the door sort of like creaks open. You see Simp in all his glory. See a little bit like darkened skin. You can definitely see like bits of like soot like smeared across his face, and a definite vibe where his hair has been certainly blown upwards. You're not entirely sure how.
Ooh.
I guess it's one of them seats.
Yeah.
Chris tried to recreate the ring.
Yeah.
Oh god. I forgot you gave him that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, it's fabulous to see you. Are you here for business or?
Yeah, we come bearing some information.
And a little bit of pleasure, of course. We love to see you, Sim.
And
fact,
my
I-
ring.
What's that?
And my ring.
You like that back, would you?
Well, had it a couple of days. Do you need it much longer?
It still perplexes me, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure on what it is. Certainly something, maybe from another realm or something. I'm not sure. Can't quite put my finger on it.
Well,
Anyway, I've got
it makes
got
you
something to show you. That reminds me. Anyway, just come in. You all start to like pile in. It leads you down the corridors, eventually showing you into the lab, which again has its own methods of locking from the outside as well as the inside. But yeah, just a few keys, pushes on open. It's a bit of a mess in here. The sort of like elixirs and such, and like bottles and vials and strange things that were lined up on the side. A few things have definitely like smashed open. Like a few things like lying on the sides, and certainly there's been some happenings on the actual like tables as well, because like various like large contraptions that you have no idea what they're doing are just like lying there half constructed. And then I mean, I'm gonna say that you notice this thing straight away in the middle of the table. There's just this giant axe-like shape that he looks to be working on right now.
Just gonna like massive eyes and just like walk up to it and be like, "This is magnificent."
You can just see like loads of different parts of like metal plating and sheeting has gone into this main pole arm that seems to be trying to house this. How can I describe it? Almost like a wheel. Like axis that has two shaped axe heads attached to it. So it looks like it could potentially like turn around almost helicopter-like if it were to ever function. It doesn't look like he's got to that part yet, but it looks like near construction.
I'm just going to be amazed with it, just doing like that, spinning the bit.
If you spin it like that, will they spin?
I mean, if you pick it up, it is attached at this moment in time, and it like as you pick it up and just like hit the blade, it spins and it just like rotates around. It's slow, but it does it.
How weighty does it feel? Like not too heavy?
No, nothing. It feels not too. A little bit lighter than the one that you're using right now.
Wow.
But you get the idea that it's probably not finished.
Do the axes look good quality, or are they likely to hit something and just break?
Oh no, they don't look good quality,
Right.
but they don't look like they're gonna snap or crack. They look sort of like quite rustic and almost. Very solid. Like it's still like solid metal, but it is rusted. But as you spinning it around, and he comes on it. Oh, well, I see you found it already.
This is fantastic.
It's still a work in progress, but I'm looking to have it finished. Just need a few extra parts, really. But I had this sort of idea of a little bit like this, and he just pulls out this like contraption, and you see this toy, which is, I mean, it might be familiar to a few of you, but he just starts to wind up this box, and you just watch as like eventually it just. Like this jack-in-a-box springs out, and it sort of unexpectedly for all of you, it sort of fires this shell out that collides with the wall and just splatters it with like this black sediment. You're not entirely sure what it is.
Did you mix it? Or?
Well, I'll clean that up later. I'll probably be using some of that, actually. I'll try and scrape it off. I forgot about it, to be honest. But no, what I was thinking is more like this. If I could attach like this to maybe like, a chain.
Oh,
and,
yes.
And then maybe if we can get that moving, it might. You could wind it, and then go into battle, and then you just have to, rewind it.
Wind
to...
it back up again.
Or you could
That'd
have
be
it.
so cool. Or just walk
That'd be
forward,
amazing.
winding it.
Yeah.
You could have it attached to your hip, and you're just going like this.
Could work. Or if you could find a way to store the wind, and then it goes
Oh.
really fast.
Press the button to release it, maybe.
I can. I mean,
Write those things down. These are good ideas.
I'll have to look into something as complicated as that. I'm sure it's possible, especially possible with these new elegate crystal things that we've been talking about.
Well, we're a step closer to getting you one.
Well, that's what I like to hear.
But
That's what I don't like to hear.
we could use some information to get it. We're on a mission. If we do the mission, we'll get them and we'll bring them you.
I mean, it seems like a fair trade to me. If I have any information, I'll sure to be able to let you know. What is it? What are we speaking of here?
Bree, Gizmetink's daughter that you told us was missing. He wants her back. We've been hired to get her.
Completion of giving her back. We get a fire charge. We get some other things. Everyone's happy.
So, I mean that is well. I mean, it's certainly a difficult one.
You said you had contacts?
I have plenty of contacts. It's just not many people have seen. I imagine if someone was to have seen the daughter, then I imagine that they might have tried to seek a reward from Gizmotink directly. I'm not sure if I mean, I don't have anything to give right now in regards to that. But I will. I mean, it is motive for me to inquire. So I will do exactly that. And if I come across the information, then I will surely pass it on because it benefits both parties.
Now this is probably going to be rough, but can I insight that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably going to be really rough because then I feel like I've got a sneaky suspicion that she's in Sim's place. And he's like, I have no information. I'm in a room.
Talking of which, now that we're stood in the same room, does he look similar size to someone that might have worn a badger mask recently?
You know, I said it was going to be painful. It's a 1, not
Hey.
a crit fail.
Just
I
a
rolled
1.
I got -1.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
You're not entirely sure. You might have your suspicions, but you cannot put anything behind those at all. You have no grounds that you think you can stand on.
Like a split second thought, and then I'll be like, spinny axe.
If you wanted to make an insight check, you can also.
17.
What were you trying to discern?
You know, if he looks like the kind of person that might recreationally wear badger masks and torture children.
Right, okay.
See a little business card sticking out his pocket.
Yeah.
Kidnappers are us. Ha
Similar height.
Okay. You don't. I mean, you don't. You
I was
don't.
pretty close up to that
Didn't we
guy. when
clarify
he left.
that the band
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
woman
yeah.
anyway?
You don't get.
Oh,
Yeah, but it
we
wasn't
might
the
have,
badger.
You don't get that impression from
Still,
um,
they said it was.
from Sim. He seems to be quite quite unorthodox in many ways. But he doesn't seem to be purposefully malicious.
Yeah.
From what you can tell, he does appear to be a similar size, but to the person that you saw wearing the mask. But you're not sure on that one.
I mean, I know you said you don't really know anything, but would any of your contacts have been with Bree at all, like before she ran away or was kidnapped? Or do you know, did you ever hear where the daughters of Gizmotink might have hung out? Or
Well, curiously enough, they very rarely tend to leave their own
no?
confinements.
But there was no, like, I don't know, handmaids who spied for you on the inside every now and then, or...
Well, I mean, as I said, I'll ask around and see if I can get anything to mind, but I have nothing as yet. But if it presents itself in the future, then surely.
Very kind. Does Gizmotink have any, like, extended family outside of the city that she might have gone to?
I believe they do have some family. Let me try and find the actual bloody...
Is it in a file marked location of Bree?
No, it's not. They have a lot of influence, as well as what I imagine. I do believe it to be family in the city Vildes, but that is on the other side of Marabon, you know.
Would I know how far away that is?
Yes. It would be... I mean, you'd know it to be a bloody long way off. It would... Like, you're talking about half the distance that you were probably going to send that letter.
Right. So she's probably not gone there.
She could have got a sky ship.
Unless
She could have.
you got an airship or a
She
skyship.
should
Yeah.
probably rule everything out here.
Yeah.
first.
Come on, off we go.
Reel that out first.
By any chance, is there any knowledge of Bree not being that into the whole mechanical, inventive thing? Because it'd
From
make a reason to run away.
From what I've heard, she's a genius, and she enjoys her craft. Not entirely sure on whether her views line up with whatever it is that they're inventing at Gizmotink. I'm not entirely sure on any of that, but from what I've heard, she is extremely skilled and enjoys a good challenge.
I'm gonna lean to you. I'm gonna say, is there any like big forests around here or anything like that, or a deserted area where she might try and go to test her skills if she likes a challenge?
Roll a history check and I'll open that map back up.
Don't bother.
Would I have overheard that?
Are you doing rage rolls?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you can roll history as well.
5.
Oh, not 20. I was just about to get my
Hey.
plus, and I was like,
It's
oh.
not forest right here.
I mean, with my plus is 23 for history, but it's not 20.
Okay, so what did you say exactly?
Is there anywhere that's like deserted where potentially she might want to go and test her skills if she's really good at a craft? Because we don't actually know what craft is apart from making things. Could be survival gear, could be something she's gone, do you know what, I'm gonna...
Right, okay. I'd say there's probably a few places that spring to mind. There is definitely any sort of any place with lots of abandoned trinkets or gear or anything of the ilk, really, might entice them, such as like any tips or other than that, you're not entirely sure, but you've heard of a dangerous place in the far it'll be the far west, known as the Serpentine Wastes. That's a definite place that people go to test their metal and such.
Okay.
Though it is generally avoided by as many people as possible.
Sane people.
Yes. Even like most adventurers would steer clear
I know where we're going.
Yeah, you see, we're not like normal adventurers.
Yeah,
of. We have death wishes.
we're not very bright.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, that's what you sort of like imagine, like those. Well, that first concept and that one place.
Okay. I'll reiterate it. Like, just takes a point of research.
Go on then.
Fine.
Joking.
Yes, you know, anywhere that has abandoned, trinkets, gears, or anything. But there's also the Serpentine Wastes in the far west. If you like a challenge and you want to test yourself, it is there.
Sounds like that's where we're going.
I think we should, sounds like good options. We should probably try all of them, finish up in that dangerous one. And then when we've done that, come back here if there's any info.
Well, how far away is the sky pores? We could check those first.
Yeah, I was going to say it'd probably be best checking
Just show
for
me.
information.
Flyer.
Make sure she's not skipping town today.
I mean, even that, or whether or not anyone saw
Her get on a ship.
or get
Are
on
you-
a ship, or
Are you planning on heading to the the skyports?
at some point.
Potentially,
Yes.
Go and have a look for her. See if she's skipped town.
I have an interesting proposal. If you're going to be in that area,
Add it to the list
Late?
of things we're doing.
if you can be in that place a little later, then would you be up for a job?
I mean, I could do with some coin.
Yep,
Don't mind it.
always up for a new job.
I can either pay in coin or I could maybe finish this.
Spin the axe, yes. That'll
I
be the
mean-
one.
I could
Spinny
use
axe
some
for
coin.
yum, but could we have some coin? You know.
Spinny axe it is.
Will spinny axe be finished today?
If you can guarantee that I can get the things that I need, then I'll be able to concentrate on this, and I should be able to get it done. I was mainly tinkering away, but if I have a focus, then I'm sure I can.
Works for me.
Spinny axe, you want it, don't you?
Spinny axe.
Have you
Spinny axe.
decided on a little nickname for it, or is it just going to be
Spinny axe.
Spinny axe.
Pretty happy with that. Any nicknames that you guys can come up with or yourself, Simp, that's cool, but as long as it chops,
Spax.
I'm happy.
Spaxy.
Spaxy.
Like spinny axe, but combined. And...
Could call it my Spaxy.
No. Or axe spin.
Maybe paw would be appropriate.
Paw.
Pretty awesome weapon.
That is
I quite like that. The paw.
yeah. I like that.
Or, going off that, the saw.
No support.
Spore.
Spinning awesome weapon.
I'll let you guys work out the formalities. As long as it spins, I'm happy. If we are going to get that stuff back, I'll probably need that ring though. It's really handy in getting out of situations.
Well, I mean, I can't exactly make heads or tails of it anyway, so it's quite fascinating. I really enjoyed studying it. I just wish I could get more from it.
Well, I don't know how it works. I put it on and I can jump high. It works for me.
I'll tell you what, as well, to solidify this little partnership we seem to have going on, I can lend you something in exchange for you doing me a little favour. I'll pull out the parrot. I'll be like, I can lend you this for 2 days, shall we say. I might be getting some post, which I've asked them to deliver you. If you could keep that to one side for me, I'll be very grateful. You're the only person that I know at City, so that's why I used your address.
That'd be You've certainly got yourself a deal there.
Pass you that then. 2 days though, because it is useful for things we do.
What is it actually?
I'll press the button down and go, spinny axe.
You release and it's spinny axe. You just like look at it. Wow, this is quite remarkable. How does it function? Does it store the information somewhere?
I think it's got a parrot in it, something like that.
Yeah, that's
Called
why
it
we
parrot.
stuck the eyes in that, right?
Just turns it around. Sort of like googly eyes.
To work about.
A few feathers, little beak.
If you squinted, you can really believe it's a parrot.
That name's non-negotiable though, like the paw of the saw. It's parrot.
Parrot.
Parrot, yeah.
Yes, I can see why it would be called that. Well, you up for this job then?
Yes. What are the items, and are we having to steal, or?
It is alleviating unused items, yes.
What is it? Not really.
Yes. I have paid off a guy to. I was planning on doing this myself, but I mean, if this saves me a journey and potential danger, I'm more than happy to assist and both benefit. But I've paid a guy to leave the back way in to an airship junkyard.
Oh.
Now, there'll be a lot of spare parts there. Now, I'm very interested in a particular recently retired windship. Simply want you to get in, get the parts I want, and get out, unseen. Everything's sorted. Just don't get seen, don't get found, don't make a noise, or not too much of a noise. I know you'll have to dismantle some of
I
it.
was going to say, that might be a bit hard in the junkyard.
We could just fly it to you if it's.
How big's a wing ship?
I mean, it's recently retired, so I mean,
Working?
yes, it will not be functional.
Ah,
But Is there any ways that you could draw out the parts you want? Because obviously none of us are really.
Oh yes, I mean,
I'm good
of
with land
course,
vehicles,
of course.
but,
I'd
not
be
so
able
much.
to. I mean, you've got. You
you
just
have
start scribbling them
Do you
down.
have any tools? Because I've got brute strength. I can rip it off, but
I've got a crowbar.
I've got a crowbar.
Again, maybe something a little bit more finesse.
I might be able. Will I be able to help with that? Because I can. As
Might be
in
able
my
to do something with these tools.
in my.
What have you
action-
got?
Tinker's tools.
Tinker's tools,
Yeah.
100%. That probably.
I've got thieves' tools.
I mean,
'Cause
thieves'
I
tools
can-
would definitely help with like certain locks and such. Tinker's tools would be perfect for taking anything apart, really. If there's anything specifically with locks, then yeah.
I'm
Funnily enough, got
proficient
both, so.
with vehicles, land, and water, but not air. But you know, transferable skills.
Well,
I wish.
I'm the same with water things. I was thinking like planes are basically like the ships of the sky.
With
So
my-
it's the
right.
same.
Well, I'm good with land vehicles, and it's basically like the car of the air.
Yeah.
So
I want you two, not you,
No, not
to
you.
just roll intelligence checks.
Will
'cause-
my right tool for the job help, by the way?
I believe so. You'd be
Yeah.
able to pretty much.
Because it says you can magically create one set of artisan tools as long as I've got thieves tools or artisan tools, which I've got.
Yeah.
Just bare intelligence.
Yeah.
11.
9.
Hey, smarter than the dog.
Ah, well, at least you're
You're
20
smarter
together.
than
Yeah, you're not too skilled in airships. You have no idea, really.
Has it got a rudder?
It's different from a boat, and
That's
then
a
you go into a
radioactive
plane,
ride.
you like switches everywhere.
Ironically, because you rolled an 11, that is one part that you sort of recognise as he sort of like turns round these images, and he's just like, well, this is the wind converter, this is the propeller, and that's sort of the one that you recognise. You're like, propeller, yeah. You have those underwater as well sometimes.
is there any parts like an engine anywhere that I can go? I know what that is.
I don't think they've invented the engine yet.
It just uses a lightning charge.
There's also some some interesting ones. He sort of like turns around like this, like cupped anemometer, as well as a wind turbine.
Is that different to the wind converter then?
Yes, and just the main generator of the ship.
What I was after, generator, engine, same thing.
We could do with a big bag. If you got one, if
With
we're gonna have to
swag
drag all
written on
this.
it, hopefully.
I mean, I certainly have bags if that's what you need.
I reckon so.
Is there anything we can say when we're there if anyone does see us to try and like get him off the scent, like,
We're with Simp.
or is it just
I mean,
like
once you're in there,
This is his address.
Yeah. Okay, this is who you want.
once you're in there, you should be safe. As long as you don't make too much noise, and then if you make too much noise, you might attract attention from the patrols of the outside.
okay?
But I just try and stay hidden. Maybe if only a few of you went in, might be best. Maybe a few of you could distract on the outsides.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Oh, you got a disguise as well?
Well, I mean, you won't exactly need a disguise if you're just.
Quiet enough.
Oh, he is very good at being sneaky.
Just red eyes glowing.
Red eyes glowing as you're going.
Are they
See
lit
what's
up
working
if we're
out.
like in a cave?
there is a slight glow to them, yes.
Could you just
This is
like,
why
you
he's
know,
terrifying.
if we get caught, just sort of fall back into the tip and just pretend to be like you know,
Yes.
retired.
Retire.
Yeah.
I can shut off.
Ah.
Just don't
Seen
power
you
your
do
phone
that.
down.
Mm. Can you willingly then switch back on? Like once you've powered down?
Yes.
Handy trick, handy trick.
I'm fine with that.
I leave you with these and sort of like spreads them out between you.
So
I'm
what's
looking.
the reward for this job then? Is it just you looking into...
Spinny axe.
Spinny axe.
Oh, okay, yes.
That was the deal.
I see.
And I think I'll get right to work on it. I'm quite excited to finish it, actually.
Can I even say, you haven't forgotten about my taste.
Oh.
I haven't indeed, but it is quite a complex one. I like I said, I'll have to do a little bit of research on, well, the construction of Samani kind. I've never actually. Well, I've never taken apart any, and I've never made any, so I actually don't have much.
What if you used an actual tongue?
There was reports of
And
another.
connected it to...
I mean, I'm not usually into cutting out.
No, but...
We'll work
Are
on
we
it.
going to be like grave
There is
robbers
no
next?
budget for this.
Doc, didn't the guards say that there was another Samani in town? We could just
Oh.
spare
don't-
parts.
I don't
We
think
should
so.
stay away.
Nah, we can handle them, I'm sure. You guys are all about peace.
Not all.
Yes.
Just roll a history check for me.
As soon as you didn't know one of your best friends.
Do you know what? Considering I don't know one of my best friends, that's a bloody good history roll. That's 16.
Hey!
I know that.
All right, you might not know an old companion, but you do sort of like
Your mother.
as you say that, you think, wait a minute, aren't the Samani known for the just constant wars against each other? Isn't that something? Something's tucked away back there that sort of tells you that, but you're not entirely like it's not nothing to do with like your
Past.
upbringing or history or like anything, but you've heard something along those lines.
Okay. Put my hand over Doc's shoulder after I've thought about this and I'll say, now Doc, you are with friends here, don't worry. If anyone tries to attack you, I'll cut them down with the paw, or spore, or saw. I'll cut them down. Don't worry about it. That thing is made. It's going to be like a can opener. Just. I got your back. Don't worry.
We
We'll
should
get you a
still
tongue.
stay away. And I'm also going to look at this spinny thing because you said it was rusty. I'm going to say, you want to get rid of that.
Yes, of course. You know what? I got so caught up in actually just creating the base parts. I'll give it a good polish and well I'll do the best that I can with that. Actually, looking at it now.
Question, Simp.
Yes.
Not that I'm not happy with what you've got going on here, because this is a masterpiece.
Oh god.
But if I was to, let's say, acquire a nicer axe head, would it be a case of detach, put the new one on?
I'd certainly be able to do that. I mean, if you wanted, I could potentially deconstruct.
Maybe not right now, I might need it. But potentially.
Well,
eventually.
I mean, I hope you don't need it for this little endeavour that I'm sending you on. Maybe you stay outside.
I'm going to be looking at.
Don't worry about it. We won't fill you on details.
You
I'm gonna be-
haven't heard of our group's activities much, have you?
I'm going to be looking at the part that you handed me and be like, that looks cut offable.
We'll do our best to keep them under control.
Yeah.
We'll do our best.
Casualties to a minimum.
Oh no.
No
casualties.
seeing.
No
Casualties to-
casualties, no seeing.
None.
No
Well, if
charging in.
people are dead, they can't see.
Look, I think this is Corsair. If you are to survive here, you need to be able to learn something. People do things without being seen. That is the whole point.
I can do that.
Nobody
I
left
believe in you,
alive.
but-
Makes perfect sense.
I can
The
imagine
dead can't see.
I can make
we
him.
could probably get
unseeable.
away with going in sneakily.
Oh yes, yes.
At the very least, these three should at least, well, carry something if they can't, well, sneak very well.
I can sneak pretty well.
Okay.
I can be pretty damn stealthy when I need to be. It's just not often, because I don't want to.
You will just kill everyone.
How about if you feel like you're about to charge in or go in at somebody, just take a deep breath, count to 10,
And walk
and
away.
then see how you feel after that, and or just mention it to one of us. I'm going on a rampage. Ooh.
Okay.
And then we'll be like, oh no, you don't, and we will tie you up, and you will be put in the corner.
I tell you what might help. If this adventure, just for this one, Grey Clegg comes the whole way with us.
Oh,
You don't want to do too much killing him for a little Grey Clegg,
it's
do you?
just a little child.
He's not really into it. That's why he hides.
He's not into it, sorry. He's not into the whole killing thing.
Not yet.
Wait.
Not yet.
You see Grey
Just
Cloud.
like the entire concept is
You actually see
funnily enough.
Grey Cloud come out and he's like,
Yeah.
Shut up.
Kill him, get him.
Fine, I will
It's just when he
be
says in my ear all the time. Kill it.
Stabby,
I will
stabby.
as restrained as possible. I will just choke people unconscious if necessary. It worked well last time.
There you go.
Just try not to get seen, okay?
That's the
Okay.
plan.
What time should we do this? You said later on. Any specifics?
Yes, it'll be
6 o'clock, mate. There's no base times in this world, is there?
a little after dusk.
What time? 7:38. Shuts then.
We have a 3-minute
Point.
window.
Point 500.
Well, it gives us plenty of time to explore the city, potentially show the face about.
We can go to them quieter places.
Yeah.
We're on about on the way.
Sounds good to me.
Where the place?
You said there's a few places where there's like junk that you can pick up.
Oh, right, yes. I mean, this
That Bree might
will
have
be
got
one
to.
of them, to be fair.
There you go.
I mean, one.
Well, I feel like those places might be outside the city, so...
We got all day.
I mean, one thing we could do is go to that area anyway.
Difference between all day and a week's trip.
Maybe a week's trip for you, Mr. Slowpoke, but 4 hours max.
Yeah, erase me.
We could go to the sort of skyport anyway and just ask around, see if anyone saw her or, saw anything suspicious. Do we know? Do we know actually when she ran away? Like how long it's been? Like what day was it she ran away?
Oh, it's been a while, but you
been a while, but we
yeah,
don't know
you
how.
don't know how long.
There's
Still, we could
been
ask.
no like news of bodies found in the river or anything.
Going dark.
Just probably the ones that we've put in there.
Jeez.
Just that one guy that we tied up next
Yeah.
to him.
A guy that begged to not be thrown in the river has been found in the river.
We did throw him in, so wish granted.
I mean, you look like you're the sort who is good at finding people or finding out information. You've kind of got that vibe,
Maybe,
sneaky vibe to
I'm
you.
not sure about the information gathering part, but I can definitely try and get into places.
Okay.
To be fair,
So,
that's
like, I could do the tonight job, but I'm not sure about getting
I
information.
mean, some of these parts will be pretty hefty.
Yeah,
You
I'm
can't
not
do
the
that on
best
your
at
own.
carrying.
As you guys are just talking amongst yourselves, Simp is immediately getting all of his equipment together. You could just hear him clattering about, moving the axe closer and just gathering a few materials. Immediately starts working on piecing together. Well, firstly deconstructing a few things to be able to use this chain that he's managed to acquire, and just trying to think of ways to apply it to it.
While he's doing that and this conversation's going on, I'll be completely ignoring that conversation, just watching him with sheer wonderment going, ah.
pretending
how
you
it
actually
works.
understand.
Oh yeah, I
it,
have no idea, but it's cool because it's gonna spin.
You're like, so that. Oh, I see what you did there. Good.
See a few like sparks flying and yeah.
I did just want to ask something actually. When that letter got sent here for us when we were still here last time, who was it at the door? What did they look like? Because you actually spoke to them. It wasn't like a letter through. Well, your door doesn't really have a letterbox, so. But you know, they knocked on the door and they gave you a letter.
It was just one of my associates, but
Oh, so you knew them?
yes.
Oh. Okay.
Turns out it can be a rather small world.
Must be. Well, I just was interested. But,
Immediately puts like these goggles back down and just like immediately starts going back into work.
you look very cool like that. So I like that look. It's very fetching.
To be fair, finding people is literally one of my jobs.
Really?
Yeah,
What's your job?
I'm finding people. just.
But why? you just find them? Is it like bird watching, you know, and you go, oh, this
No,
how's
it's
that
more like finding people for money. I've
Oh.
been networking around the city with all the loved families that I've been to.
Love to the family.
So I'm sure that'll. Maybe we should go back to like a few people.
Is that like code when you say love to
No,
the family? Is
It's
that
just keeping my ear to the ground with people that might be in the know.
To be
So we've
fair,
got people in gambling district, we've got sellers on market, we've got guards.
to be fair, on the ship when we came in, a lot of people knew who he was. A lot of people knew who I was as well, but that was for
You?
different reasons.
I mean, it was a ship coming from where we were living, so.
But he made friends very quickly. I mean, everyone seemed to want to talk to him, which annoyed me to no end.
oh, he doesn't want to talk to you?
Not after the third person he threw over the side.
No.
To be fair,
Oh.
But
That
they did
doesn't-
have it coming.
You shouldn't touch another man's axe.
No. And that other guy did look at
That's
you
gonna
pretty
be
nastily.
something.
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna look at someone with that kind of intention, then you got to do something about it. Hope he was a good swimmer.
He's sure over the sea, not land. That would have been a lot more.
Wouldn't have made a difference.
Oh. No?
We were quite high up at the time.
Well, so you're good at finding people.
Hmm.
That's handy. We could, I mean, if you have any ideas of...
Well, we just, like I say, we just
say
won't
that
wait.
to-
I'll see if we can find anyone to talk to, see if I can
Yeah.
recognise anyone.
Okay. I'll trust your judgments there, and I wanted to say Koran. That's your
That's
old
an old
character.
one.
Is
Right.
it Koran?
Koran.
First of all,
I said
campaign.
Brina last session.
Oh god, really?
Yeah.
That's 3 names ago.
Oh my god, I'm having a... It's been 3 weeks for me.
Crom.
Crom.
Kron.
Crow.
It's kind of similar to Koran in a way.
It is a bit similar.
Karan.
Karam. Koran. See?
Nailed it.
But yeah, Crom, then you could, you know, come up with a plan of how to get us all in to the junkyard.
Yeah, I was thinking about taking a wander around there, see what I can find out. I mean, apparently back door's going to be open anyway, but
Andy? Oh, hello, hero.
it's just, what's the best way to go about it? What kind of patrols there are or whatever.
Well, I'd say if we get there a little early, so we can...
Yeah, always ask around the scanner port, like you say.
Mm-hmm.
That way we look like just regular people as well.
We do.
Obviously, I'd like to call in on the, you know, the
Yeah.
pink one on the way.
Where... Do we know where they will be, or...?
No.
Okay. That might be hard.
I mean, she has a pretty big presence, the
It's a
same as
pretty
me.
big
I don't think
city,
she's going to
though.
be that hard to find. She's probably made herself pretty well known.
She'd be much easier to find than this
Yeah,
girl.
I wouldn't be surprised if she was still around Gizmotink's district.
Also, apparently all I have to do is say something offensive and there she is, so I can manage that. So
Try
she's got
saying
a
her name
tracker.
now.
Hmm?
Try saying her name now, maybe she'll...
When?
If you say it 3 times.
What? Oi, the green one.
She wasn't green.
I know.
Oh.
Door just kicks down.
You hear this clattering of metal from behind you.
What? There she is.
You look around,
No.
and you don't see Simp anywhere.
What?
Has he nicked my parrot?
What? He's gone.
You don't see him anywhere in the room.
Is the spinny axe still there?
The spinning axe is still there. It's actually still rotating slightly because he was just working on it.
Has he just been taken off by a mist?
Is there fog anywhere?
Doesn't
Can I
seem to
try and
be.
hear to see if there's any footsteps or shuffling nearby? Like-
Make a perception check.
Okay. I'm so good at that.
He shit himself because you spoke about
That is a 5.
5, okay.
Does she actually
You don't
hear
notice
it?
anything. The only person that notices something, as usual,
Freaking
Because you
bastard.
see all.
is Crom, who you just see this singular like tiny pink butterfly floating.
Sarah's like, what the fuck?
What?
You guys see that? Just point
can we
towards
see
it.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can see it.
I'll go.
Don't kill it.
I wasn't gonna do that. I'm gonna try and cup it. Try and cup it.
Okay.
Bring it down. I'm like, Sim.
You just hear this walking back down like the corridor, these steps, and you just watch as Simp comes back into the room, just looking around. Well, that was quite strange. Not sure what happened there. It's happened a few times before, though.
What?
This is where we discover he's actually a wizard but doesn't know how to control his power.
But yeah, he just walks on back over to the table. Did you I was in. I'm not losing my mind.
You were
you-
definitely
Yes, yes.
here.
Okay, it's just
Do you-
happened
do you
again.
have-
That's fine.
Do you have a pet?
Pet. No, not that I know of.
Show the butterfly.
I've seen this before.
Because that's where you were.
I mean, it certainly happened again. I mean, this happens every. I don't know why, but it's always like the same thing. Still haven't pinpointed why this occurs, but it's one of those anomalies. I guess
Strange sort of butterfly effect thing, I'd imagine.
it's a good name for it. I quite enjoy that actually.
I'm gonna look.
Can anyone tell what kind of butterfly or something?
I was gonna say. I was gonna look at it and go.
It doesn't. You look at it and just make a nature check
I was
actually.
gonna look at it and I was gonna go. You wouldn't by any chance be the monarch butterfly, would you?
Just here, nothing.
Unnatural 20?
Are you sure that isn't
Okay.
Gwen? We just said our name, like, that
Okay.
was that.
Are you Gwen?
You're.
It just gets knocked out by butterfly.
Even as a butterfly, just gets knocked out. No, but you have a good look at this butterfly. It's definitely not from round here, and it's definitely not around from where you're from either.
Is it where we're from?
You're not entirely sure, but it seems to be a straight. You both don't recognise it.
What colour is it?
Purple.
Like a pinkish
Yeah.
hue.
Okay. Say what words you said again.
Gwen, the green one.
Nothing seems to happen. See, Simp just
Where do you
working
appear?
with his flame, making sure that he's like pumping enough heat, pumping enough wind into like this big, essentially smouldering pit that he's working with extremely hot equipment right now.
When you vanish, where do you appear?
Well, I mean, this is completely different. It can be all manner of places, but usually not too far away from where I started. That's for sure.
Does it? What do you mean started? From
But
where you were?
I do remember being here. I was one time.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Jade, do you have a glass?
Yes. I'll get out one of my vials.
Is it going to fit? Is it like a big
Well, if
vial?
it's a beaker.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I've got a beaker thingy as well, so that'll give it a bit of.
Otherwise,
Do they need to breathe?
I'll
Yes.
find out.
yes, they need to breathe. Don't put the cork in.
I'm just gonna slowly. Well, how am I going to? I guess it won't. Would it be able to climb up the tree?
I'm gonna
Will be able to fit in.
I'm gonna rip some of my cloth off.
Oh god,
My-
I thought he was
my,
going to chew off the wing then
my-
from the butterfly.
Just for a quick second.
I'm gonna like rip because it's only rags. I'm gonna rip some of my shirt off.
Like a really
take-
girly Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, take my axe and like puncture some holes and just tie it round the top so that air can get in but can't get out. But there you go.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You can let it out.
It seems like Simp, for all he seems to be good at building stuff, has no clue about magic at all. Is anything on his person or like on the desk near him look like it's magical? He might just keep touching it. That's what's
By
happening.
accident.
No, like,
Anything
he just thinks
on
like
his
it's a
person
hammer or
or
something.
anything seem like it might have some kind of harmony in it.
Make both of you make Arcana checks.
If I see that Simp's trying to like get wind to the stuff that he's doing, I'll walk over and I'll just go. Just start wrenching it up and down so he gets as
Alright,
much
nice.
wind as possible.
Yeah, he gets a good flow going here.
10.
13.
Okay. You're not entirely sure. It's difficult to pinpoint anything. He's. You don't notice anything upon his person that appears to be magical. But you also don't really know of where it potentially could be coming from. If it is harmony based.
You seemed confused of whether or not you were here, by the way. Why is that?
I am just a little scatterbrain sometimes. I get very into. I remember what I was doing exactly. I was very much in the moment, and I was just wondering if I was working on it in a different room. But it is here, so it makes sense that I don't have duplicates in a different room, do I?
No.
I
Not that we
mean,
know
we
of.
don't know. Do you want us to go and check your
No, it's
home?
fine. It's fine. I'm sure it'll be okay. Anyway, back to work.
You okay, Vo?
Yeah, I mean, this thing happens. Strange things happen. I'm still trying to decipher why exactly, but certain things just elude me, like that ring, for example, and this parrot. I'll be looking into this. I look forward to that after I finish this anyway.
Just do us a favour and don't do that disappearing thing to me later, please.
Okay, I don't think it ever. I've never had it occur to a specific item before.
Good. I'll see you later. Love to the family.
Okay, let me. I'll of course escort you out. All the best of luck on your mission, and well, I hope it will be fruitful enough to award this. I want a fair few things, so if you can get those, that would be perfect. Thank
Not
you.
a problem.
Fingers crossed we see you tonight.
As we're walking out, if there's any rooms with doors open, like I'm just gonna sort of look in and make sure there's not like another duplicate of Simp somewhere or something, or if there's anything interesting.
There's another simp.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
You never know. You never know.
It's not actually Simp, it's S1MP.
Yes.
There's just tons of him.
Tons of
What's
them.
actually happening is that he's actually just switching with a different form. He's actually in limbo and they go
Yeah.
between the ethereal planes.
But are there any other rooms?
Not that are open. You sort of like look in a few that are slightly slightly ajar. You don't see so much other than sort of like storage rooms and like bits of everything.
Right. Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is just.
He's a hoarder.
He's a hoarder. Yeah. He hasn't thrown away a single thing in his life. You imagine.
Yeah.
That room that you stayed in, I mean, it was essentially just full of crates that you actually didn't look in.
Polite guest.
Oh, we
Too busy obsessed with a spinny axe.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't see anything strange other than that. Yeah.
You can't hear anything or any, like hear any muffled voices or anything.
Help.
The muffled screams of a chained child.
Yes.
No, you can't.
Okay.
Or someone going, I'm the real simp.
It's me.
What did he tell you 10 minutes ago?
And then again, you say that. I mean, I say a child, but like this, the daughter, the older daughter, is definitely not as such. They are like what you'd classify as an adult at this point.
Let's go. After the 2 minutes, it probably takes him to unlock the doors.
Yeah. Eventually, you make your way outside. Start again once more hit with the warm Flaska breeze. Start making your way onto the dusty tracks, meeting the Veridu market in no time.
While we're walking around this market, I want, because I got pickpocketed and I know for a fact I did, and I'm still not quite over that. Can I have a look around and see if there's anyone who's doing it around this area?
Okay. Yeah, make a perception check.
No, I do not see anything. Not a thing.
Was it just money you got pickpocketed?
Yes, but they gave me a note, so it was kind of like exchange, but I was not willing.
Exchange a note for money.
Yes.
Okay. No, you do not see anything.
It's
But
a 3.
Are there any fishermen or tradespeople that I have chatted to along the way knocking around? I could ask about Brie.
There's a few people that you've traded with that sort of remember a few of you as you approach, and they recall yourself. As you start asking a few questions about Brie, it's again that you hit that wall where it's like you know more information than they do, and they're essentially just talking to you as though like it's news, and you're just trading like gossip right now.
In future, I might rephrase it. Right, I won't mention the bit Brie. I'll just be like someone that looks like this sort of thing. I'm looking
Okay.
for.
Is this the same market we got the pawpaws from?
No.
You want a pawpaw?
Pawpaw man knows all.
Pawpaw man. That's a good shape. Let's go there.
Maybe Skypaw's first.
So I'm going to the Skyport.
She's become a
Just like
pawpaw
I'm
fan.
out.
The Skyport. I mean, if you're wanting to go now, this is like it's still pretty early morning. You're coming up into the afternoon in an hour or so. So
Would there be any sailors or captains around at this time? Not potentially passengers, but people who might go, oh yeah, I took her yesterday. Rather than seeing if she's trying to
so
catch
you
shit.
okay? All right. All right. So are you going there to ask questions about Brie mainly?
Yes,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, we were doing that and then.
Gonna go back later on to Rob.
Yeah.
Sorry, alleviate.
Thought we might stay all day here talking to
It could happen. Lots of family and all.
Okay.
Do they possibly have ledgers? Everybody is travelling.
Creatures. I thought you said
Could-
creatures.
Okay,
Stowed
right,
away.
yeah.
Where are you going?
If there was a ledger of Bree, like, taking one of them, then I think Gizmatine would have found out.
Yeah, she would have used her real name.
There could
Well-
be
Real name or even just stowed away.
a very obvious fake name.
Attached to what she
Bree
looks like.
Uh, what I do want you to do is whoever is leading the pack and bringing up the rear. Why is that
Annoying.
bottle vibrating so
I don't
much?
know.
I want you to make a perception check.
I'll be keeping an eye out for the
Everyone.
pink
And the
one.
person who's
Front
leading.
away.
Okay.
Oh, front and back.
I
So
imagine
you'll
it'd
you'll
probably
you'll be at the back then.
one of you three because I don't know my way around this place.
I reckon you'd be at the front because you got the best eyes.
And I'm at the
Because I
back.
totally know the way.
I mean,
Well, that's
I'd
true,
be,
you'd be at the
I'd be there with you. I mean, we're not walking in single file, are we?
No, that'd be weird.
We
No,
all-
you're not
always
walking in
walk.
single file, no. But someone's leading,
Except when we talk to people.
so
we
it's
find
probably
out
going to be
So
yourself.
I'd be there with you.
And I'll be near the
Do
back.
that dance move where everybody goes a little bit to the side.
Perception,
Doing the
yeah.
conga.
I'd probably just be talking Storm. I imagine.
So it's probably going to be one of you two,
I'd have
because...
just been I'd be in the middle probably.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably be too busy looking at everything else.
Forever, like the all-seeing eye. Just
Perception.
Making
Yeah.
sure we're not getting snuck up.
It was a 14.
Oh, that's alright.
Especially by
Okay.
Mohawk Orc.
nah. Sneaking's probably not her thing, to be honest.
She's super sneaky. What
Okay. As
Never recommend.
as you start making your way up, well, through the like the synod court, and then all the way up through the Lord Marilyn court, you are taking familiar roads. You're quite at ease going through these streets and making your way up to where the Skyport is. On the journey, as you're both sort of like watching out, you do notice not too far from the Wet and Whistle, actually, the half-orc lady.
Told you. Always about.
Always.
Is it her?
It is.
It's not just some other half orc.
No, it is
That'd be
the.
the ultimate
The-
insult. You walked up to a random person like, "Here's your
Here's your loot. I don't
Where's my
know
loot?
you.
I gave it you.
while she stood nearby as well.
That reminds me, because Pinky lady, I'm gonna let that butterfly out now.
Oh,
Like, there you go.
Okay.
Off you go.
but thank you very much.
Simp just appears in midair.
Yeah, look what?
Oof, yeah. I mean, it's been a pretty long journey, really.
But it had air.
Yeah,
I mean, it did have air, but it is also in a glass bottle.
yeah, but it had air.
Did
Oh,
say it was
yeah.
hot.
And it's the middle of Glasgow.
It's a warm
Myself.
day.
It's a very warm day. You are in the south still.
Might as well have
It's,
been a magnifying glass.
it was
It's not
essentially a
been like
magnifying
out.
glass.
It's not been out.
But yeah, it struggles and it sort of like flies off, but it was...
We just killed the bird.
No, it's fine.
I know,
No,
but it could just
sort
be
of
on its way to
like,
death.
it flutters away.
For now.
We'll have to see like simps on floor.
I know.
Twitching.
He goes back and he's like,
It's like 3rd-degree burns all over him.
Oh, I spot your lady friend. Would you like me to take the loot?
Yeah, it's probably best.
And I'll take the loot.
We should get out of the eye line.
It's probably a good idea.
Walk towards.
Where are you going?
Stand
Back
away.
away. We'll watch from
Yeah,
back up.
be like,
Okay. Are you giving them time to do this?
Yeah, but I'll just walk slowly over.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Right.
I assume like it's the back of her that I can see.
I mean because you're walking up to them and yeah.
yeah, definitely going to hide because it probably looks a bit suspect if she's like, how do you know Max again? She looks over and I'm like,
Hi!
With a notepad.
And so I'll walk over to them.
Okay.
And I won't touch her or anything first. I'll say, Gwen.
Okay. She turns around. It is one of his friends.
Correct. He's actually sent me to give you this gift. And I'll pass her the loot. He said to tell you that it's from himself and he inscribed it with your initial.
Make a just make a Just make a charisma check. Base
Like, he
charisma.
definitely did this.
I feel like this is when you watch like reality TV and like some drama's gonna go down. You're just like, how's she gonna react?
Can you give yourself inspiration? Just be like, you can do this.
Hang on
don't
a
shit
minute.
yourself.
I don't know why this is doing
It
this.
should be just on
I
your
think it's
abilities
more of
as
a
well,
whether she gets mad
Yeah.
at Max or not.
Why would
For
she
not,
get
for
mad?
not delivering it yourself.
It's
And
from me.
Because it's the wrong initiative.
17.
Well, that is probably the
17.
way she said it.
Okay.
It's just an
when-
M instead of a G.
it's Gwen with a silent H or something.
Okay. As you present the loot and sort of like show off the fineries of it, it's like looks up and down, looks you up and down. You know what? That isn't actually half bad. It is a good start. Though I do look forward to beating the shit out of him again.
Oh, of course. I mean, we're all excited for that. I think the landlord of the Wet and Whistle is also getting prepared.
Well, that is wonderful to hear. I really, you know, I criticized the place at first, but I don't know. In a way, it helped control my aggression when it got a little bit too much, I guess. Anyway.
Well, I'm quite musical myself, and I tell you though, I do need assistance with learning how to play that thing. I only tested it out, but it wasn't music to anyone's ears, that.
Well, it does take a little bit of practice, of course. Make sure to tell him thanks and keep it hidden. And as she takes it off you, you hear like this. You feel like this crumple of paper in your hand beneath the loot.
Yeah.
And she like looks at you with a very
Mhm.
stern stare.
I've got it. And I'll go to walk off, and
Make sleight of hand.
This. You've got
Fuck.
this. It just blows off in the wind. You're like, oh. Could you write it again?
24.
24. Jesus.
All the rings off her hand.
Just took her hand.
She didn't realise.
So I'll go to walk off, and then as I'm walking off, I'll turn around and I'll go, oh, Gwen, by the way. Just out of curiosity, how is it that you know Max? Because, I mean, obviously, I understand you were quite offended that he didn't recognise who you were, but I'm really quite interested to know what this relationship is.
Yeah. Maybe after another round, I might loosen myself up a little bit. But for now, I don't think this is the time.
I mean, some inkling, maybe, was it a strong connection? Like a...
Just not the time. But
Oh, but I really want to know. Gwen, come on.
make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
You're like begging.
Is that already in?
Crit fail.
Look, I appreciate the loot. It is a good start, and I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again.
Oh, then yes, I guess I'll see you around for those loot lessons.
Turns around and walks back to the group, and the group that were stationary just start to turn back and actually walk back down the path. So they sort of like pass when you guys, because you're hidden down a back alley, so roll stealth checks because they're coming this way.
Can I have been out just watching them, seeing what?
Yeah. I'm imagining the rest of you are out.
17.
We enjoy it.
Okay.
24.
Noise.
Okay.
If they do see me, then I'm going to be pretending to go for a piss.
Like birds.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it almost looks like one of them goes to turn to face towards you, and you sort of like duck behind whatever you can do in this back alley. It doesn't seem like they notice, but it definitely puts you on edge for a split second as they go on past.
To the past. Peek my head out. Oh, come on out. I'm so glad you didn't use Gift of the Gab on her, because that could have ended so badly.
Had she heard any info about Bree?
It wasn't that I was going for. It was more the information on how we know her.
Yeah, is there any update on that? Because I'm still scratching my head.
Yeah, as I am, unfortunately, I think I'm scratching my head more than you are now.
I'd like you to just roll an insight check, by the way, Honor.
Oh. No.
Sorry, you've got a +10 on insight, you're fine.
You wish.
7?
7. Okay. Yeah, you don't really get anything from that.
I bet not.
Can I have a good old think and see if I can remember any more? Especially after hearing that.
doesn't quite come to you straight away.
Okay.
She said that the loot was a good start, though.
Good start. That thing was finesse. Did she not see the carving?
She did, and I did tell her that you did it personally by hand.
Well, yeah. You know.
What sort of loot did you break? For the this is a heck of a grudge. This. I'd just be like, oh, cheers for the loot. We're even. If it were me.
They all look the same to me. It's a thing which makes pretty sound. And unfortunately, it was a question of, do I get bitten by an undead dog, or do I smack it in the face with a loot? And I chose that option.
So
I feel like any reasonable person would.
This happened to you in your history with her?
Yeah. Many, or maybe recent years ago. I'm honestly not sure.
Oh.
But yeah, we were at some point tasked with clearing out an area which had these soul-y type undead. I don't really know what they were, but they were causing a nuisance, and we were told, get rid of them. So we got rid of them.
She's looking forward to kicking Marrow's head in again.
Well, hopefully it's going to be different that time, because otherwise Mara's never going to live this down. My father was a bard, so I can only tell the kind of stories that will get writ about it. Isn't that right, Maro? I can do what myself, sorry?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to lose again.
What's that, Gray? Oh, he wants to know what it is that you can do to yourself.
Yeah, it's not for children's ears.
Okay, what are you doing?
Carrying on to the skyport.
Okay.
If there's any, I don't know, if we see anyone going in or out in, like, as we're in the gizmoting area, can I just see if there's anyone, like, I don't know, servants or, like, you know, that kind of thing going in and out of
Okay, I mean,
gizmoting? Or...
as you sort of take a slight detour to go around, but as you do so, you don't see anyone sort of like coming in and out right at this moment. It is quite rare that people like go in or visit at all. You can see the guards still on duty and such, but nothing so much as that.
Can we ask any of the guards if they've got any leads? Surely they're looking as well.
I mean, you wouldn't imagine that the guards would have any more leads than what Gizmoting have themselves. The guards are probably less informed than the fact that you've spoken directly to the Lord.
I'm just making myself chuckle. I've had my hand grips like this, sweating for about 5 minutes. It has the note in it.
I was
And
wondering
my
what
own
you were
hand.
telling us.
But my own hand, I'm like, it's so sweaty. I am on fire.
You're like, I'm holding on to this note.
Staring intently into the camera.
Still got the note.
When we get when there's no like guards and things around and we're all kind of like just having a minute, I'll just say, oh, and yes, by the way, Gwen did give me this. And I'll pass Max the note.
It's a little love letter.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Rather late.
Just a picture of everything, yeah.
Well, with that, as you've fully approached the district of the airships right now, you're approaching that port, and you've had this this note sort of like half concealed but like tightly gripped in your hand this entire time, and then you come out and pass it to Max. We'll go on a break there.
Oh no.
It's a mimic.
Just stabbing in the eye.
It's an enchanted piece of paper that when you rub like a fist just comes out.
Oh, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this so far, and we will be back after a 15-minute break.
Right.
See you in a bit.
Bye. Okay, welcome back. All right, let's have a little recap after that break. So, I mean, after doing a brief visit to Simp and finding some information, I've been granted a quest for the evening. You came across one of your old friends once more, Max, and received an interesting letter in return for a very nice loot. So, on your way to the air district, you open up the letter, start reading. So, let me find this.
Suddenly it becomes Christmas.
The scruffy markings on the page probably signify that she in fact wrote it herself. But the letter reads, "We have no choice but to use you in this circumstance. We've taken the mission that was given to us, which seems to be put forward by the masked badger. However, we want you to deliver this letter to Lord Gerford Gizmotink and assist and explain the following plan. We've been hired to root out the area of the new Elegate Manufacturing Centre and to bring one back as proof. However, if we steal a shipment of it, we can get a minimum of 10,000 gold pieces. The reason why we are telling you this information is because we want to tell the Lord and take advantage of this situation. We can gain about 10,000 gold pieces, maybe 30% of which we can split with. However, the Lord will be able to rat out any major or these major conspirators that may pose a threat to his business. We will not be going through with this until we receive further discreet word signed with the insignia of Gizmotink. And then there's like a post subject and it just says, don't overstep your involvement. We only want your group here to set things up and maybe at the fight at the shakedown. It should take about 2 weeks if things are made easy for us. And we'll hand a letter over to the bar at the Wet and Whistle in the morning before the shakedown.
Okay. I'll very discreetly, rather than read it out loud, because we're in the middle of the street, just show everyone quickly. I'll roll it up. I'm going to put it like down my rag so it's touching me at all times. So no dirty pickpocket's going to take it. I was going to put it down my pants, but I realised that we're going to go to Gizmotink. He probably won't like that.
I mean, I can put it in all my pockets.
Would that not, if we do that, would it not implicate Simp? Because Simp is trying to get one of these stones, is he not? And
Well, this is just about them wanting it too. I don't think it implicates him.
yes, but
They said that
didn't
this was the masked badger.
Yes, but didn't they say they want us to give a letter to Lord Gerford so that he can maybe find out some conspirators or?
I think
kind of, yeah.
Simp's pretty low on the radar. I think the only people he's really spoke to about those charges is probably us from the sound of it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound. He doesn't have eight that's worth that much gold. I think they're just after an okay from Gizmotink to go after a competitor.
And I have no affiliation with the masked badger. She means nothing to me.
It's not exactly a finished product anyway.
What?
The charges.
No.
And we're still going to get one, so.
Well, we're getting the final product.
I just don't feel too comfortable about possibly double-crossing someone that we are in business.
I'm
Why
gonna
don't we run it past him?
lean in. I'm gonna say.
But they've said to keep it quite discreet.
I'm gonna lean in and say.
I feel like Sim's quite discreet.
Anyway, the walls have ears. Let's.
Are there walls?
I mean, there's plenty of walls
Okay.
around.
Can I tell if people are trying to listen in?
Do the walls have ears on them?
Are there ears?
Gotta listen out for those hearing
I mean,
walls.
you sort of like look around. You are on the main boulevard at the moment that takes you to Aero Harbour. So there are people like walking past that, like they hear like the name sort of like Mass Badger and Gizmo Tink, and they sort of like tune in. It doesn't look like there's anyone particular sort of like locking into the conversation right now, but you are not in a
Suitable
in a location that you'd want to share this stuff.
We'll have to discuss this later.
So let's do that. We'll do that later.
Right, let's do what we come here for. We've got 2 weeks, apparently, so 3,000 gold sounds good to me.
Let's go to the harbour.
Sure.
Okay. So, as you approach the harbour, what are you looking for?
What time is it?
You're looking just after midday, really.
Any? Oh, sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, is Bree here in like a trench coat somewhere?
Yeah, no. Not that you can see. There are a few gnomish folk wandering around, but none that.
Are there any people who might look like a captain or something like that off their ship?
Make a perception check.
That's an 18, yep. Perception 19.
Oh, nice. Okay. You do actually, as you've approached right up to the, you've sort of gone past the main market, which sits just before the actual port itself, and you've run straight by that, and gone very very close up to the actual port itself. Just on the back end of the market, you can hear like some of the hustle and bustle behind you. A few sales occurring, but you see this individual walking towards you that looks like they hold themselves with a certain honour to them. You're not entirely sure if it is a person, but
Bit
Okay.
of gravitas.
Walk over and I'll say, "Hello there. You okay? Just wondering if you're the captain of this fine vessel."
I'm not the captain, but I'm first mate.
Basically like a second captain. I was just wondering if you'd seen this person anywhere about.
Okay.
Not me, I'm here. It's this person.
I don't think so. There are a few people maybe look similar, but I can't say for certain.
Insight check.
Yeah, make an insight check.
Oh, well, that's a shit roll. That's an 8.
Okay. I mean, from what you can tell, they appear to be telling the truth.
Okay.
Cool. We've been sent here on official business, so would you mind if we went aboard the ship, spoke to some of these people? You can escort us. I don't mind.
Hell, I mean, who are you working for? Do you have authority to?
We do indeed.
Can I see such?
I'm gonna lean into him and say it's kind of a hush hush matter.
Make a persuasion check.
Good at those.
16.
Yes!
Hey,
Oosh. Hang on.
Oh,
-5.
minus 10.
17.
Oh.
Okay. If it is just yourself, then sure, I'll take you aboard myself. But only 10 minutes or so. I need to get something
Absolutely
to eat.
Fine.
Probably want to take that drawing.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful with it. Do not let go. You know, if you're going on a ship, it might be a little windy up there. So don't let go of this piece of paper.
I'm still with that.
Yeah, like, okay.
Gone.
Okay. All right. You just wanting to go on board then?
Yeah, I'm just going to go up to people and say, seen this person? Or if there is anyone who matches the description, I'm like, hey,
Okay.
Hang on a
You're
minute.
coming with me.
All right. I mean, as you, to get up to the actual ship itself, quite an impressive thing. It does appear to be docked as such, but not in the water right now. There are a few that are docked in the water, but this one that has sort of like been pointed out to you, you take you just watch as Max and this first mate just immediately start ascending on like this quite rickety sort of like wooden lift that seems to be like on a crank system with a counterbalance, just rising high up into the sky before you exit onto these suspended docks. You're taken aboard after getting past with the first mate, obviously, and just keeps an eye on you as you start asking some questions and walking around. It's quite an impressive vessel. A lot of the main sails are like folded in right now, but it expands quite a way in width.
Yeah, so I'm just going to be wandering around, seeing if there's anyone who matches the description, sort of go in.
Okay. Make a
Looking
perception
around.
check.
And speaking to a few people. 10.
A 10. Okay. I mean, you don't see anyone that resembles Bree right now. You have a few people that are like a little bit smaller, and as you get closer, you're thinking, no, that can't be. As you're asking around, you're not really given much in the ways of what you want. Most people are a little like busy doing things, so they're quite just disregarding. But is there anything?
Not sure. Might go and ask. I might ask the first mate who boards people, who brings them onto the boat. Is it himself?
It is. I mean, it is not myself. We have an individual set up for that. They take note of. We have one for supplies and one for people aboard.
Lovely. Can I speak to him or her? Over there?
Yeah, sure. I'll go grab them. Just wait there. Okay. Watch as this the individual returns with this very I'm just going to say typical looking Redeemia. A female, almost pure white all over. The feathers complete. They are wearing this very, very light clothing, which is sort of like blowing quite heavily in the breeze. Making room for the humongous wings that are just like spread out right now as they approach over. Okay, well, I'll just leave you for a second.
How you doing? shake hand.
I'm quite well, thank you.
Excellent. Well, I've just been sent on a bit of official business. Nothing too serious. I'm just wondering if you've seen anyone on the ship who looked like this. Don't worry, they're not in trouble or anything. No one's going to come searching your ship. It's just...
I mean, that doesn't exactly concern me anyway.
Yeah, we're just looking for it.
I mean, I haven't seen anyone that resembles this person on our ship, but I swear I've seen them maybe in passing around here. I wish I could recall where, but I really can't put my finger on it.
Can I insight that to see if she wants a bit of coinage?
Oh, right, okay.
See if it's like,
Make an
"I
insight
can't
check, make an
remember."
insight
I
check.
don't remember that.
It's probably going to be a negative as well on my insight, to be honest. It is, so that would be a 6.
Ooh.
You're not entirely sure. She might be, she might not. Like, you find it very difficult to read people in these scenarios anyway.
No worries, I'll say, well, if you did happen to know where we could potentially go to find her, or who to speak to, might be a couple of shiny things in it for you.
It always helps a little bit with paying and such. But the true thing is, I mean, travel and adventure for me. So I mean, I wish I could remember, but they were definitely around here, from what I can remember. I don't often leave the area, so they must have been somewhere, you know, in the vicinity.
Well, thank you very much for your time. It's given us something to go off.
I hope it helps.
Well, you've been very helpful. We'll pass on the information. Your name is, sorry?
Sylvia.
We'll pass that on. Pass that name on. You've been very helpful in our inquiries. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay.
At that point, I'll wave the first hand over. I'll say, all done. See? Quick as that.
Okay, well, shall we go down then?
If you wouldn't mind.
Okay. Okay. Takes you back down and eventually regrouped. Just walks on by and sort of, I hope you find who you're looking for.
I'm sure we will. We're kind of professionals around here.
Okay.
This is some kind of.
Well, good luck.
I am a professional. After you've got back, if I could see like people that look like they're just like lower down crew, or like people that have load things on our docks, if there's anyone having a break, like in a group, I'd like to go up to them and chat to them.
Okay.
I feel like they're where the knowledge will be, not the posh folk.
Is there like a ticket booth as well, like, or something like where people go to, like, buy tickets to go on the ship or anything like that, or a front desk or something?
It's sort of it differs for each vessel, but there are those types of places, yes.
Okay. That might be a good place to go as well, because you know people get bored sat waiting for people, so they'll sort of people watch, you know.
Definitely.
That might be
Why you ate there?
Hmm?
You ate there?
okay.
I like these fine folk.
Do you need the drawing book?
No, I'll remember.
The Redeemer on that ship, whose name I have forgotten, but I will tell you.
Cynthia, was it? Or Sylvia?
Yeah, Sylvia, Cynthia.
Was it
Cindy, I think.
Cynthia?
Cynthia.
Thought it was.
Cynthia, not Cynthia.
I got Sylvia.
I got Cynthia. What was her name?
You don't know.
Yeah,
Damn it!
Seems like none if you do.
that one. She said that she remembers someone round here who fit this description, so chances are
So we're on
more
right
people
track.
might.
Practically cracked it.
been a lot easier than I thought.
Maybe we could just shout her name.
No.
I mean, if you were wanting to run away, that would probably make you run more. You don't want to be found if you're running away.
Is there any people apart from himself and myself around here that I can see that have the AAA mark on them or
I don't
clothing?
know. We could stand
No,
by,
no, you don't. But you
shout.
want part of it.
You're
Anyone
not.
who runs.
That is. Oh, okay.
You,
Last resort.
you don't notice anyone around
Maybe.
here now.
Just try and be stealthy for now.
I'm just gonna walk over to those people while you're discussing yelling at me. And then yeah, I've got that hip flask which was recently filled up with the finest whiskey that place
Yeah.
had to offer, wasn't it? So I'll be like, all right, guys. Anyone want a drink? Hot break? Pass it around.
Hey, was
Try it. It's best whiskey in town, I've heard. Got it for free.
takes a swig. It's some pretty good stuff.
I'll pass it around. We'll have a bit.
Passes it around.
Be like, oh, I was just passing through. We need some help looking for someone, to be honest. And they were going to look into top brass, but you guys are the ones that run this port, really. We all know it. I was wondering if you've seen like she'd be a young gnomish lady. She's probably watching her back. I'd imagine she not wanting to be recognised. If you send someone like that come through here, looking for a quick way out.
I mean, there's plenty of folk that are wanting to, well, get lucky or get up and leave, travel a bit. Even those wanting to get to the other side, you know. I can't think of anyone in particular. As he's saying that, one of the other individuals sort of like chimes in for a second. Looks like a quite an elderly chap, quite a weathered face, but seems very attentive. It has like the whiskey in hand right now,
Yeah.
and sort of like takes a swig of it. As soon as it touches his lips, he's like, whew. Right, well, I mean that hits the spot. That's yeah, that's quite good. I like that. I gotta say, I mean, your description's quite broad, but I think maybe seen someone boarding. I think it was to the mainland.
Boarding to mainland. That's real useful.
Yeah, from what I can remember, anyway.
Oh, thank you for that. Have some more of that whiskey.
My pleasure.
You all travel much? You all work on the ships, or is it in docks?
Bit of both. Got plenty of things going for us. Even been to Ark'ala a few times.
Been pretty far. I've never been that far.
Yeah, there's in fact there's a young lad here. He's from Ark'ala, actually. Just points over and like says young lad. He's maybe like 10 years younger than him.
Yeah.
Still pretty damn old for the age that this guy is. Like, this guy looks like he might be dodging his grave.
Are they all humans?
The two are that you're the initial one that you were speaking to was actually a gnome, but the other two, the two elderly, seem to be human.
I'm probably old enough to be the dads.
Yes, yes, you, yes, yeah.
I'm like, he's pretty young. Any of you sailing today? Going fair?
I mean, I've got a few things to load, unload. I think not today, but maybe in a couple of days. I think we're planning well, it'll be a big delivery, really. The other one sort of like chimes in and yes, we actually have I mean, I deal with like fishing supplies and such. So I'm going to be dealing that back over to my homelands in maybe a few days. I think we're set to voyage. Just need to collect a few materials. It's quite surprising what you can find around here.
Aye. I agree with you there. Seen plenty of things since we got here. Not been here long myself. So you want to watch out for them flying fish while you're on these boats, though.
I mean that's
Plenty of
true.
them. Get stuck in your hair if you're not careful. I know someone had a family of them.
They're
He
native.
didn't wash his
round
hair
here.
for a good week or so. A little family of them. At the back of his hair.
Back of his hair.
Yeah, dreads.
Dreads, yeah.
Real thick dreads.
Some mad stuff you see out on the skies, I tell you.
Must have been a Vasican or an orc, like really thick hair, like just dreaded.
It's a druid.
Yeah. The guy's looking at you a little bit confused, but I didn't even know they were native around here, to be honest. Just
Yeah, if you're not careful, when you fly their own way, you can fall into nests of them. So you gotta watch yourself up there. So I gotta get back to my friends anyway. But it sounds like we'll be back here in the next day or two anyway, with this mainland information you give us. So I'm real grateful. Pour a bit of that whiskey out. Keep a bit of it. You deserve it.
it's always good for the luck as well. Cast a bit, into the sea and such. But you know what? It is very good. If you ever find yourself in need for a trip over to Ark'ala, I'll be more than happy to sort you out with something.
I'll keep that in mind. What's your name, mate?
Jonah.
Jonah.
Can we see this happening? Or is he quite?
Yeah, I'd say you probably I mean, he's not that far away.
I wouldn't get on his ship. He has been drinking.
I might take you up on that one day. I like travelling, so. But I've got to get back on with this job I'm currently doing. I'm sure you understand. So, love to all your families and that. I'll see you around.
Likewise, and yourself.
I'll back over and tell everyone what I've learnt.
Okay.
Maybe heading to the mainland. That's what they've sent. Someone matching description, so we've got an ID potentially. Someone matching description going to mainland. These are good
I
good
could
signs. These.
I could specify at the front desks, you know,
Well,
and
then
say,
we know where she was going.
Yeah.
We can find the
Mhm.
ticket.
Would I know where the mainland is? I've never been here before.
Mainland.
Yeah, so would I know whereabouts?
The mainland, I mean, as as a phrase, the mainland just means the central region of Ark.
Okay.
It's quite widely known. It's otherwise known as Cordox's Union. It's vast. It's really
Okay.
big.
remembered something.
But yeah, there are lots of different places that you could go to within that, and obviously, like, I mean, you yourselves know.
I don't know how I remembered that, but I couldn't remember where Jade was initially from 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Why?
Because that's how brains work.
That's how my mind works.
Useless information, yes.
For example, like you could have been best mates with someone for years.
I know.
And yet you bump into them face to face several times.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not out of character, though.
Yeah,
Mine is.
I can remember exactly who Smarty are, what they do, and what they're famous for.
I was saying, I reckon you've like been in a Somali war, and you're just like, I'm sure they war with each other.
It's quite possible.
It's
Some
called-
Smarty
it's
blood on my
called
hands, and it's like, yeah, vaguely familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, from the Serpentine Wastes,
Mhm.
were they just said to be in the mainland?
No.
That was on Maribel.
Yeah.
Would I,
Or the other location I was describing, like, was it Vilnius?
Oh, Vilnius.
That's also on the
That's
side.
west. I
Okay.
think it was.
It's almost the same place. It's civilized.
Fair enough.
Could I try and find a ticket booth or front desk that seems to deal with things for the mainland, or would it just be anyone?
Yeah, it would be difficult to just roll an investigation check.
Can I try the same spiel that I did with that first boat with all the other boats and say, so where are you heading to?
Just make a charisma check for me.
19.
19.
Yep.
19. Okay.
8.
No.
I think during this time we'll probably try to locate the scrapyard.
Okay. I mean, it wouldn't be in this area, but it would be in this quad.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you go around, you immediately get turned away from quite a lot of vessels, Max, and yeah, it sort of starts to get a bit too repetitive, and then
Stings a little bit.
By about the third one, I'm pissed.
yeah. And you notice that there's like 2 guards starting to walk next to you because of how angry you're looking right now, with a giant axe on your back.
Rage, well, we need to keep a low profile. Remember, Great Clouds.
It
He's just
worked
floating around
the
like,
first
looking a
time.
bit scared.
It worked the first time. Why didn't they let me on their ship? Is it how I look? Is there a problem?
But you're forgetting, we know that she's already gone on a ship, so there's no point looking in these ships. But
You're right.
we need to find where she went.
Go on, I'll sit down. I'll find a box.
All right. The thing that you find out from doing all of this, and you speak to like quite a number of people. You spend like a good like over the time that you're here, you probably spend like a good couple of hours sort of like mingling with people and just going around and chatting and seeing what you can find out before all like coalescing and coming back together. Now, when you leave to find out about this stuff, Jade, and you get the idea that all of like there are so many like little places, and sometimes each ship has their own individual system, whereas others are quite open, and you've never been massively into this before, but you sort of like get the gist quite quickly because you're from around here that there's a lot of sort of like more public ships go through a lot of the sort of like general sort of like ticket offices that are stationed around, broken down into like groups of like whether it's going to be like short travel, long travel, or if it's like fishermen's and such like that. Even mailing systems or delivery and such. You get the idea that if someone with such a high profile was to do any of this, they'd definitely be going down the private route as opposed to anything, which is what you find out to be one of the ships that Max actually ended up searching before. Now, you don't find anything so much out in regards to specifics about potentially where Bree could have gotten to. You do find out that sort of information might have been probably written off any sort of like records, because private stuff isn't generally like where they keep track of everything, and a lot of underhanded things can occur in these sectors.
I'll just reiterate like that to you.
See, Max even more angry. He's like, so you're telling me that I did all of that and it was the first ship that I went to?
It might be, we do not know. I mean, you said that Redemia person that you spoke to, she said she remembered her from somewhere, she just didn't know where.
Down here, on where we are, not on the ship.
It's not necessarily that specific ship, just a private ship.
Is there any ships that look as grand as this one along the way?
There are a few on the ground and in the sky. There are all manner of different vessels. You see one that is, the air vessel that you were on before is quite majestic, very refined, but I mean it has absolutely nothing on what would be classified as like a lightning ship. It is humongous, impressive, and the use of the combination of like of constantly generated mixes of different types of energy, including harmony, is very apparent on it. Like these huge, almost like horizontal wheels that are like propellers, almost hovering this gigantic ship in place. This, along with a few others that look quite different, certainly stand out.
Okay, I'm looking at that. I'll say, do you reckon it's one of these for you then?
It might be, but I mean,
She's got the money.
even if we go to them, if it's private, they're not going to reveal it. And
You can tell us if they go to the mainland or
if you're running away, would she use her high profile to?
Well, it just help narrow it down if we can find which ships are going to the mainland. Because I imagine they don't all.
We can have an idea of, what would I know, because I travelled a bit. In terms of fuel-wise, were they likely to go on the mainland from here? Like, are there a few docks, or could they go anywhere?
I'll allow you 3 to make history checks.
Me?
Yeah. Yes.
No idea, mate.
Not your specialty.
7.
Is that you? Or
Both.
I got 10.
Okay. What was yours?
17.
17. Okay. I mean, you wouldn't know massive amounts, but I mean, you definitely know of a a port that houses such crafts in the Fell Gate that you actually learnt about recently. So that's very fresh in your mind right now. Other than that, the only other one that you can think of right now is the famous Steam City.
That one. Dwarven?
I mean, I think if I was running away, I'm not sure I would purchase a ticket.
No. But then you
Well,
can
be off
use.
the records either way.
You can use secret names or just not use any names. I mean, she
Well-
didn't really go out, did she?
I imagine with enough
They
money,
kept in the
you could
estate.
just.
I
Be
think
on
what I
there.
mean is like, you know, she may possibly snuck in a ship in the bottom.
She could have.
Because I mean, I believe that
Well, you
that
don't
would
need
be
to
my.
buy a ticket if it's off the record and you have enough gold to go with it.
Depends how much gold she actually managed to take with her, though.
Also,
Quite the
running
amount.
away.
it also depends how much she doesn't want to get caught.
Mhm.
Because that way you wouldn't be seen at all, would you? If you was very good at it.
But you were saying, so mainland it would be.
Well, there's two main places that are of interest to inventors. One being the Fell Gate and, well, Steam City.
I mean, Steam City sounds pretty cool.
Is
Yes,
Phil Des around there? Because you said she had family though.
That's
Oh
on
no,
Maribond,
that's on Maribond.
Oh,
It's on the same.
okay.
It's in the same country that you're in now,
Right.
just on the very opposite side.
the main thing is if we go to the Fell Gate, then it's going to be quite expensive. So we probably want to do this other job that we got given first. Especially if we're looking to even get an airship over for that matter.
Also, if you went to the Fell Gate, it would take a very long time to get there.
I mean, do we want to be leaving the city?
Well,
We need-
if we're going to be following the trail,
We need to find Bree.
We don't need to. It was just one course of action that we've been
gets us
following.
the fire charge we need. Gets us the fire charge we need to
Yeah, but-
get some more.
It does, but if it's like a huge journey there and back, fire charges sort of become pointless. If you're talking months.
I don't know what you mean. Spinny axe.
But we're getting
I
a
think
spinning
we're getting
axe
that.
just for this.
But imagine it with a flame charge inside.
What?
To be fair, I have my own ideas with something similar, but
We could ask Sim what he's heard by tomorrow.
I
We
mean,
might find out exactly the right ship off it.
we could possibly go back to Gizmo Tink, say it quietly, and sort, you know,
Yeah.
other stuff first,
Well, who knows?
Maybe-
Maybe you'll actually pay for our travel.
and exactly, maybe
great check.
maybe they might have more information.
Okay, so shall we hang around here then and liberate those parts in a few hours?
Well, we need to find the scrapyard first.
Yes.
Gotta be around here somewhere.
Well, let's get looking. Day's getting old.
I'm just gonna start marching up in a direction. That way.
Try and take an educated guess.
I have.
We could ask
That
Jade.
way.
Jade tends to know where things are.
Do I know where it is?
I mean,
I don't think I go to the airport.
you don't go to the Ocular Quad very often, no. Just make a. I mean, it's going to be survival, technically.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Yeah.
that way.
So you don't walk off the edge of one of the things.
Well, it's just navigation skills.
Yeah. 17.
17, okay. I mean,
Could I give it a go? Because I'm going in a random direction.
Yeah.
I mean, just roll a d20 and see what happens.
No, we didn't. clue, mate.
It didn't even roll, it just went boom. I was like, ah.
All right. As you start charging off in a random direction, and everyone just like starts following you. Jade's just trying to think and remember, and then it finally hits her that like one of the main junkyards would be well, more to the southeast on section of this area, past the Webaste market, and more towards the quarry in a strange direction. But yeah, as you start making your way there and start preparing to undertake this job, you start to peruse the area. This whole place is very, very industrial. There are a lot of large buildings, a few of which can be quite towering as well, with definite places that you can land airships as well. So as you start walking around, you do realise that there's a few guards of these areas, and running off the details that have been given to you specifically by Simp, you eventually come to understand that the place in particular that he's interested is this almost like dome-like building. It appears to have rubble and such beyond the fences that surround this entire place. You can see that there's a very large opening on the front of this hangar that looks like it opens as like a double door would, but it's part of the actual dome itself. It's made out of like bits of bent metal that form the main structure of this, with sheeting placed around. Now, as you move on around, these are tall fences all the way around. You can see that they're manned on every entrance. You can see a few people working on the inside. And there's this one back entrance that you see as you're walking around. There are a few other people like walking around as well. You do stand out a little bit as a group, but there are those that come down to the area looking to buy parts. Like you see a few people in passing in groups themselves, and sort of like a few exchanges happen. But yeah, you see this singular back entrance that seems to be simply manned by two individuals. You get in the idea that this might be the place that you're needing to go in later, and you will have to wait till dark because there are people all around like the junkyard working, and they seem to be like filing through like junk, and a few of them seem to be working on like certain contraptions and such, or pulling like parts and salvaging essentially. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's time to sit down and make a plan then, guys.
Well, should we do some reconnaissance of where the thing is that we're looking for? Make it easier to sneak in and find it.
What is it exactly? Was it a wing ship?
Wing ship, recently retired wing ship.
Because I can
Grey Cloud?
make Grey Cloud invisible and send him to have a look.
You can make him invisible too?
Yeah.
Did I know that already?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is there like a tavern
I
around
knew you
here
could
for
set
dead
him off, but I
workers
didn't know he
who
was
go in?
invisible. I just thought you went through like Casper.
There's this whole area is quite well. It's extremely industrial. The closest tavern, because it's actually not too far away from the market, but the closest tavern would be known as the Mechanism.
Okay.
Oh, if we send Grey Clade, we'll have to wait here. Oh, Grey Clade's in there. And we'll go get a drink.
I was thinking you could use your amazing people skills, see if they know of a ship that's been retired recently. Say you're interested in scrap stuff.
I mean, I could.
That's probably not a good idea.
Then they'd
Because
know
then
that
they'll
I
know
was
we're
looking for it.
interested.
Just pass it in conversation. You did amazing before with the one looking for Bray.
We weren't trying to rob it though. Like, we been sent on an actual job for that.
Oh, sent on the job for this. Just say, oh yeah, you know, do a bit of tinkering myself. Speaking of which, just been to the harbour. Seen those ships?
Is there any retired ones here that I can have a look at?
Probably not that blunt, but yeah, more or less.
Could always say you were looking to, refurbish an old one or something.
Also, it'd probably be a good place to start a distraction. Get some people to run over there.
Do we know if... So you said there's people walking around. Do we reckon when it gets dark, those people will be gone, apart from the people maybe manning the entrances or something? Or, like the people working inside?
The people working inside, you're not entirely sure. A few people... the thing that you know with Corsair Import is there's always people that don't sleep.
Yeah.
And because of the multitude of races around here, there are those that are specifically hired to work through the night. Those individuals that specialise in things such as dark vision.
Yeah.
So
Is the junkyard open?
it'll probably be less people, but you imagine that it's probably gonna still be manned.
So it's open like throughout the night. The junkyard. It doesn't close.
It closes for
up-
sales.
Right. But not for people to root around in.
Well, when you say route around in, they're hired
Right.
to do that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like authorised personnel
Yeah. Oh, gonna be there. Right.
are gonna be there
Got you.
deconstructing things for
Right.
salvaging purposes.
My mind's working slowly.
Which is why it might be a good idea to know a straight line to it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now,
there's,
I'm not sure about asking someone out.
I mean,
Is there a
with-
way to get a higher viewpoint to try and locate over the...
there's not so many. I mean, unless you're going to scale a building, there's not many sort of like hills
That's what I was thinking.
that overlook. But yeah, you could potentially try and scale a building. The only issue that you'd probably have is that this very large dome-like hangar. I mean, it certainly contains a lot of things, and there is no visible,
Right.
like,
Nothing to see over the top.
you can't see through what is solid.
Right. So it's got a roof to it.
It's a dome.
Yeah.
There's only that you've seen. There's only one main entrance. Like through the gates, there's a back entrance, but through the actual thing itself, it appears to be a very, very large double door that would creak like all hell you can imagine if it was to just be like pried open.
I mean, I've got the ability to turn maybe two people invisible.
Oh, sure, but I was just thinking, Grey Clay, no one's going to like.
I don't
bump
mean
into
for
him.
now. I mean when the actual.
Oh, later.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I like that.
I can disguise self
I was thinking of maybe looking like a guard leader.
But I'm thinking they did say to be more discreet.
Does it also
than that.
cloak?
Try not to be seen at all.
Does it also cloak the thing you're
But
carrying?
technically they wouldn't be seeing us.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna say it might be a bit weird just saying a floating generator.
No, it does. But that's when the spell's cast. I suppose if you picked it up afterwards, it'd be.
Do we know it?
Yeah, you'd probably come
You'd
into that.
probably- Yeah.
What if you put it under your coat or something?
What if you put it in a bag that you are already holding that is invisible?
Because then you get into grey area of like if you were just eating, they'd see.
I'd say that if you can cloak it somehow with something that you have on you that is invisible already, then that is absolutely fine.
Well, we
Otherwise,
have-
you would just be holding it.
We
So
have
if you
the
could,
bags
if you could
from
bag
this
it or
mountain.
put it under a cloak, that would be
They're all
fine.
from Sim.
From Sim? Okay.
I have a plan.
Okay.
Okay.
So earlier on,
We're somewhere discreet, right?
I was still next to that.
Yeah.
we're in.
Yeah. We
No,
should,
you're not. No.
we should possibly move to somewhere more discreet.
It's like, yeah, so our plan
I'm
to
gonna
steal
step
the
away.
spin tonight from the junkyard.
That
but these
sky
two
ship, the
people
one
right
that's just
here-
been put in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you offer the guards a drink, then some more of us could go up and say, "You are not fit to work tonight. The boss says
I mean,
we have to take over."
all of
We're
this.
Then
literally
we are
being
in.
let in through the back door.
All of this may be a waste of time because we're actually being let in.
That's true.
But with no guards, they can't see us rob.
But the cards are the ones that are letting us in.
Not the front
back.
entrance ones, though. The back ones are.
But if
Well,
we
the
can
front
go
ones aren't going to be
through
looking
this
at
back
the back.
entrance, that's going
Yeah,
to be
but if they
open.
start hearing
straight
something,
to it.
they might go on
If
invisible.
anything, it's
Visibly
going to be
bring
the
it back.
patrollers
Don't-
we've got to be careful for.
At the end of the day, we don't know whereabouts the ship is in the junkyard. It might be
Well,
that it's closer
If
to
we've
the
got an
front.
informant at the back door, they can probably tell us.
He's not going to
We
be
don't
there.
know who it
They're
is.
just leaving the door open for us.
Well, let's try and catch them then.
You can imagine that. I mean, you've looked around the actual yard itself,
Mhm.
and there doesn't seem to be anything that resembles like an airship. So you can only imagine that it would be inside.
Yeah.
That's just a great clay to find it. Is that
Really
alright
rough,
with
yeah.
everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll say, listen, lad. I know we did it before and there was a monster last time, but this time I promise, it's just a junkyard. No one's gonna see you. You're totally safe. I want you to find this. And I'll show him like the picture of things that we got. I want you to tell us exactly where it is, please. And I'm gonna cast invisibility on him. Let's say 1.
Okay, as he floats away,
So strange.
completely invisible.
I like to think like you just go through some of the guards and all that.
Chill.
I suddenly feel cold.
But yeah, a few minutes pass before you hear his voice and feel his presence come back. Obviously, you still can't see him, but you can hear him speaking as he reiterates that there is like quite a large, fairly intact, like ship in there. He wasn't able to find like all of the things that you showed, but he definitely found like one of the main propellers, which is ironically placed right next to the rudder as well.
Excellent.
So you know where one of the things is, but the rest you're not
We know
sure.
where it is now. That's a great job. And although I can't see him, but I have got what's it called? No, that sense that I've got. blind sense, so I know exactly where he is. I'm going to be like eye to eye looking at him while I'm talking to him. No one else can see it. I'm like, that's a great job. You've led us right to where it is. Don't worry about finding your own bits. It's Adult's job. You've done perfect. I'll give him a little high five.
Thank you, Grey Cloud. Wherever you are.
Yeah, you can mess with him.
Okay, so as the preparations have been made and you're just visiting what's known as the mechanism for a brief beverage before the big job, I think what we'll do is, as you start making your way over, just before we go into this, I think we'll call it a day there. And we'll do the big job in the next episode.
The heist.
There's the title,
smoothly.
the big
That's the
job.
title, yeah.
It's going to go smoothly. There'll
Maybe
be no
super-
deaths.
Yeah.
Never.
We'll be fine.
We're not going to be seen
We're not
by
going
anyone.
in as a big group.
That's what you think.
We're not going in as a big group.
We're definitely pushing those big creaky doors open at some point.
I
In
mean,
an
don't we
escape
need
attempt.
as many people? Like, if we're carrying a generator, don't we need like as many people as we can?
Depends how
Our
big it is.
generator's pretty hefty, especially if it's a large, like Grey Cloud described it as a large intact ship.
He's quite little.
Yeah.
Rage is pretty strong.
Depends on how efficient the generator
Yeah, but it
is.
depends who he's thinking is the group.
I
People who go
I carry
in.
doctor, I can carry a generator.
Yeah,
It's the same.
you're just a walking generator.
Doctor has a generator in it.
It's true, in a sense.
Maybe you could do an upgrade and then just give Simp you a generator.
Well, it's just how
I
you're
just have a
going
big
Yeah.
generator.
It's just
Yeah,
something
just use him like a
you
like a
become
battery
Iron Man
bank.
pretty much, able to hover.
To be fair, I'll
With your little
probably
hands
get
out.
a bit greedy with the components. I have plans. Whether they work on another thing is something else.
Yeah, it all depends on the dice rolls, which
Well, that as
Tend
well.
not
Are you
Tend
gonna
not to
tell
go any
us
further.
beforehand? So that we know what the plan is.
absolutely
Oh,
not.
he's a sneaky.
Okay.
Alright, well,
He's gonna leave us for
Extra
dead. That's what it
components.
is. He'll get the parts, then leave us to die.
obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I can carry all that
Classic
stuff.
Crumb. Classic Crumb.
Yeah. On his own.
Probably the weakest one in this group.
For all you know, you have some kind of sneaky, like, secret strength. You could be a werewolf. That can just go.
If I was a werewolf, it would be as strong as him.
You
I
might
would
be.
have seen. I watch him.
I watch him sleeping
I
every
watch him
night.
sleep.
Well, it's alright though, because that's the case.
That isn't terrifying. I'm getting my own rooms from now on.
Alright, well, on that note, yeah.
Creepy side note.
I
We
love
will
that
be
you do
back.
The doctor's voice as well.
We will be back next week, same time, same place. I hope you enjoyed tonight, and we will see you then for some
Bye.
more rock and roll.
See you later.
Rockin',
Bye bye.